Hello and welcome to Florida. I hope you're doing great. Heather and I are here on the balcony of our 10th floor room here at Disney's Vero Beach Resort. And I really hope you can hear me because I'm just using the microphone on Heather's hand-me-down MacBook Pro that she's letting me use now that she's got a MacBook Pro with an M2 chip in it. This one has an Intel chip and I can already feel it getting hot on my legs. So I need some feedback and let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to switch. I'm doing a multicam setup.
They said I can hear you.
NVG says I can hear you. That is fantastic. Check this out. I got a multicam setup going. I've got my iPhone sitting on the balcony, and if I press this button, I think it switches. This is the view. That's the Atlantic Ocean out there. We've had some rain off and on during our trip down here, and it's been a lot of fun. This is the Disney Vero Beach Resort. It's a vacation club resort, and we can stay here on our Disney Vacation Club points, which normally we stay at Walt Disney World, but they built this, I think in the mid 90s, early 90s is when they opened this. This was the second DVC resort, and it's fantastic. It has Disney level service, and as you can see, it's got a wonderful view. And this thing is located about 8 miles south of the Sebastian Inlet. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a YouTuber named Mark Smith, maybe the best osprey photographer in the world. That's where he does a lot of his videos, is at the Sebastian Inlet. And I think the thumbnail of this video, let me see here.
It's the reddish.
Yeah, the thumbnail of this video is a photograph of a reddish egret that I made in the tidal pool at the Sebastian Inlet. And that's where Mark shoots. But Mark has told me himself personally that the very worst time of year to come down to this area and do osprey photography is July. Well, July is when I come to the beach, so that's what we had to deal with. But we did see the reddish egret, which was awesome, and we saw what else did we see?
Oof.
Heather's over there. We saw snowy egret, and we saw willet.
Willet.
Heather got some awesome pictures of willet that were feeding on crabs. It's a man-made tidal pool. The inlet comes in from the Atlantic and into Indian River or whatever it is, and there's a A1A goes over it, and just on the other side of A1A they've made this area kind of shaped like a seashell that's shallow, and it's designed to be kind of like a really calm beach for people to swim, but it also is a great place because fish come in there, and because there's fish in there, there's also birds in there. And when we got there, what morning was it?
It was not this morning, but morning before.
Yeah, when we got here the other morning, there were fishermen out there throwing out nets to catch minnows and stuff, and the birds were really enjoying getting some, and this was right at sunrise. We got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and went up there, and I guess those fishermen, they would take these buckets of minnows and then they would go get on their boats and go out and do fishing. But anyway, it was awesome. So that's what we did. Let me see if I can figure out how to. This is not my normal live streaming setup, so I'm going to be a little clunky. Oh, look, there's some behind the scenes for you. Yeah, this is the thumbnail that I worked on, and this picture. Let's see if I can make it. Oh, there's another reddish egret. This picture is going to be in the video, and this picture, right in this area, when I made this shot, there was a out of focus snowy egret right in here, and I used the AI. Let's see if I can make it go. I used the new AI remove tool, and it did a fairly good job. If you look close, you can kind of see that the water looks a little odd right there, but if I didn't tell you about it, you probably wouldn't notice it. Is that working? Is that?
Yeah.
because this is the, like I say, this is the first time we've done this, and this computer only has one monitor, so usually I can do stuff like this better. But anyway, so there is the, and this part right here, there's a messed up looking feather, and the AI remove tool would not fix that. It was a disaster. I could probably clone that and fix it, but I just left it. So there you have it. There you have it. Beach view. Beach view. Just to the right of us, where we're sitting here, is a swimming pool, and it's, of course, it's shaped. The pool itself is shaped like Mickey Mouse's head, and it's got a fantastic water slide. It's like 35 steps to get to the top of. Oh, there goes a grackle just flew by, and a pelican. There goes a pelican. Can you see the pelican?
Yeah, we can see it.
That's awesome. I wish I had my camera out here, because Heather loves pelicans. We saw a lot of brown pelicans at the inlet as well. Oh, and before that, we stopped on the way down here. We came down here and we stopped at and spent the night in St. Augustine, and we went to the St. Augustine alligator farm, which is a fantastic bird rookery. The alligators, of course, are bred there and they're captive, but the birds that come there they come there of their own free will, and well, not all of them. They do have some captive birds, you know, from other parts of the world, but the birds in the rookery are free wild birds, and they breed there. And we saw spoonbills, which we've never seen spoonbills in July before, and Heather even got, she's already posted it, I think, on her Instagram, a photograph of a spoonbill that's not fully mature, which we've never seen immature spoonbills before. And of course, we saw a million tricolored heron, and the light was really harsh when we worked there, and they don't even open until 9, and you know, we like to be almost done doing photography by 9 this time of year. In the winter, we work a little bit later because the sunrise is later. But anyway, it was cool. So that's 2 of the videos we've got coming up. And then the night before that, I'm telling you about these videos in reverse order. The night before that, I went really quick down to the fishing pier in St. Augustine and made some 30-second long exposure photos. So that's another video. So we've made 3 videos this week, and now we're just relaxing. And we get out there in the ocean, swim around for a while, then we come to the pool and swim around for a while, and pretty soon we're worn out. So we've just been kind of chilling in the room, and I thought I would try to do a live stream. So how are we doing in terms of, like, is everything looking jumpy, or is everything looking smooth? Everybody said the sound was pretty good, so that's nice. Let's see. Looks like there's some people in here. I wonder if anybody has hit thumbs up yet. I like thumbs up. That makes me happy. Tate says it's smooth. Tate, we have seen hummingbirds on the bee balm that Heather bought, and the Hot Lips salvia that you recommended. We've seen hummingbirds on both of those on our back porch, and we also I know it might get out of control, but we also planted some seeds. I bought 75 seeds for cypress vine, and I planted 11 of them. And then I took those 11 seeds, 4 sprouted, and 1 of them died before it got to going really good. But the other 3 are going really good, and we're hoping to see blooms on that cypress vine before or when we come back. NVG says, of course, the first thing I always do is thumbs up even before I watch the video. I appreciate that. Unconditional thumbs up. That's nice. That is fantastic. Well, let me tell you, I've already, you know, of course, you know, right now I mainly shoot with, what do I mainly shoot with? I mainly shoot with Canon right now, and that's fine. But before that, I shot with Nikon like crazy. For a long time. I actually shot with Nikon longer than I've been with Canon, and I haven't gotten rid of my Nikon stuff. And I did put my name on a waiting list for the Nikon 180 to 600. So I'm excited about that. But the bummer thing about that is I really don't have a great camera to put that on. I'll have to put that on my Z50 or my Z6, which neither one of those is a great wildlife camera. Of course, I know I could I know I could buy a Z8 or a Z9 and that would be fantastic, but those just aren't really my kind of camera. I'm not much for $4,000 and $5,000 and $6,000 camera bodies. Especially for wildlife, I like a really good APS-C camera. So I need Nikon to make a Z series D500, maybe call it a Z90, and then I'll already have the right lens. Let's see, NVG said, oh, got photos of the hot lips and Hummers? Not yet. No, we've seen them out there, but we haven't been out there. We've just been in the kitchen, and I'll say, Heather, here comes one, and the Hummingbird will go to every bloom on the hot lips, every single one. And sometimes it'll hit the bloom and knock the bloom flying off. But we haven't photographed them on them yet. That's just because we've been working on other photography type stuff. Our back porch. Our back porch blind area has not been bringing in many birds. I don't know if anybody watched the What's Wrong with the R7 autofocus video I made. That's basically all that's out there right now. Just a bunch of doggone house finches. So I'm sure it'll get better in the fall, but there's other stuff to go. Oh, Tate has bought an Olympus OM1 to play with. Love it. You know, I've been really considering that camera, but I don't think I'm going to get one because there's another camera possibly being announced tomorrow that I might pick up. I'm probably going to get that Nikon lens, but I'm probably also going to get this other camera, an APS-C camera, by another manufacturer, and then I'll buy they've got a really good birding lens, this company, and I've looked at MPB. They've always got anywhere between 5 and 12 used of this lens that I want. So I'll probably buy the lens used. But the camera that I'm thinking about, let me see if I can make this doodad work here. The camera, come on Phil, make it work. The camera that I'm considering is this. This is, you know, the A6000 series from Sony, which I just sounds crazy to say that. I'm not really much for Sony cameras, but you know what? I keep hearing how great they are, and I might as well see for myself if they're any good or if they're not any good. So they're supposed to announce the A6700, which is going to be their best Sony APS-C camera. They're supposed to announce it tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. And it's supposed to have their new AI autofocus chip in it, as well as their best regular processor chip for a camera. It's supposed to have it should have great wildlife autofocus, which is what I really look for, and it's supposed to be pretty awesome. So I may probably get that camera. Hopefully it won't be too expensive, because I'm thinking I could get that camera and a used 200 to 600 is the lens that I'm interested in. I could probably get both of those for less than a Nikon Z8, which is $4,000. Plus they're hard to get. Winston says Sonys are great. You know, my very first digital camera I ever owned was a Sony. It was a gosh, now I can't remember the model name of it, but it used memory sticks, those Sony proprietary memory devices. It used memory sticks, and it was 1.3 megapixels, and this was in the very early 2000s, like maybe even the year 2000. I'm not sure exactly, but I think I'm going to try a Sony. Oh, the other thing it was supposed to have, it should have, you know, the Sonys were known for having really horrible menu system that's impossible to figure out, and then over the last 2 or 3 cameras that they've come out with have had the new menu system. And I think that this A6700, or maybe they'll call it an A7000, I don't know. I think that camera that's going to be announced tomorrow is going to have the new menu system. So anyway, I think I should try it. I think I should give them a try, and you know, I've had my eye on that lens for a long time. Now, their cameras have the instead of the EVF being in the middle, it's over on the side, which might be good for me because I'm right-eyed, but Heather is left-eyed, and if she has to, let me see, how do I do that? So she would have to put the camera right here, which would even be worse of a nose hitting the screen situation. So Heather's probably going to be still using, even if we decide that this camera's better, which I have a feeling we won't. I think it'll just be another option, and it'll be interesting to compare the differences. But Heather will probably still be with the R7 no matter what happens, just because of where that EVF is. But who knows? They may make one sometime down the road that has the EVF where it goes. Let's see. Tate says, lots of my friends have Sony. When you look at an image, it's really hard to tell what camera took it. That's a very good point. Winston says the menus are better, but the technology they use is a bit... Oh, terminology. I got you. I'm glad you helped me with that. Even with my reading glasses on, I don't see very well. Which is... look, there goes a... I think you could see that crow fly by.
They don't have the view no more.
Oh, what view have I got on?
Just you.
Oh, but they could see it in the reflection in the doors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I should go back to the iPhone view. There's the iPhone view. So now you can see whatever birds are flying by. There, is that a pelican down there? No, it's a crow.
No, yeah.
See if you can see the crow flying by right there. Yeah, very small in the frame, but there is a crow flying by down there. Aren't we all? Oh, it landed on the beach. It actually landed on the beach directly in front of us. So sounds like I'll have to, you know, and really, until you get used to it, the terminology in the Canon menus the Canon menus are probably the best, I think, in terms of ease of use.
Yeah.
And the Nikons were tricky, but I used them for so long, I've gotten to where I know what they're trying to say when they say their weird stuff that they say. But so I'll have to learn the Sonys. I almost bought a Sony RX100V as a blogging camera back in 2018, and I went down to the store and actually laid my hands on them at a Best Buy, I think it was. And I looked at the RX100V and the Canon G7X Mark II, and these are both 1-inch sensor all-in-one cameras that might be good for vlogging. And the Sony had way better specs, just way better, over the top better. But I immediately felt comfortable with the Canon menu system, so I bought the Canon. But anyway, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, we just wanted to kind of pop in and say hello and let you know what's been going on with us. And
Did anybody pick up any Prime Day deals?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Heather and I have been looking at, let me see if I can find it, because you know today's Prime Day on Amazon, so it's like Black Friday in January or July. And we've been looking at a certain product for quite some time, and they put it on sale. And I got one for me and one for Heather.
That's not it.
Yeah, I know. I need to find the other one. Technical difficulty, please stand by. This one?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, pal. Boy, it's good to have a good helper. All right, let me make this. All right, finally. So they have two different versions of this. Well, actually, they have a whole lot of versions. They've got the one that does 1,000 megabytes a second of this SanDisk Extreme portable SSD. It's a solid-state drive. And they've got one that does 2,000 megabytes per second. But I've learned that you have to have specific interfaces to take advantage of the 2,000 megabytes per second. So you might as well get the one that does 1,000 megabytes per second. And the one that does 2,000 has, the regular price is like $1,000 for the 4 terabyte version. But if you get the one that does 1,000 megabytes per second, which is still plenty crazy super fast, it's been $249. Well, the special deal, oh, it's gone up. Look at that.
Oh, I bet the deal ended.
Yeah, the special deal was $199, and I got mine in this color, the normal color, earlier today. Yeah, last purchase today. I got mine for $199. Now Heather, she does not want the regular color. She likes this Monterey color. But they had a $25 off coupon earlier today, which they don't anymore. So I got hers for $224.99 in this beautiful color right here. So that was our experience with Prime Day. Did you guys buy anything on Prime Day?
Tate says she got a Lexar SD 128 gigabyte card for $95.
Awesome. That is really awesome. Hey, there's Robert. I had the Sony a6600 and dumped it. Hated the small bunny, and I'm a lefty. I bet you're left-eyed. I gotcha. Well, I'm hoping that this camera is a lot better than that, but it might not be. And you know, I might hate the thing and dump it. So that's why I'm buying a used lens. So I won't be out that much money if I decide to dump Sony right quick. But I just wanted to stick my toe in the Sony water and see what's happening. And I don't know, because that video that I made about the autofocus system on the R7 was so long. It's like 34 minutes. I actually mentioned that I might get this A6700 at the end of that video, but gosh, I wonder if anybody even made it that far. There goes another bird. Hello, crow. I see you flying by. We need to have 5 spoonbills fly by. That would make this worthwhile. But right now I've got down there at the bottom of the railing, I've just got my iPhone leaned up against the railing, and it's hooked up to the live stream, and that's the seaside picture you're getting is from my iPhone, which I don't know how it works. It's connected to the computer. I don't know if it's Bluetooth or if it's if it's Wi-Fi, but somehow the OBS program that I use to live stream will just automatically hook it up, and off you go to the races. I'm looking at the audio level, and it looks like it's occasionally getting into the red. I hope it's not distorted sounding. And if I stop talking, you can probably hear the ocean and maybe even the music from the pool, because we're in the part of the hotel that's pretty close to the pool. That building that you see in the foreground on the right, that's the top of the you walk through the mangroves there, or whatever kind of plant that is, and you come out to that building, and then there's a ramp that goes down to the beach. And all along this beach there are turtle nests that are marked with stakes. There are people that come up every night and investigate the beach, and if they see evidence of a new turtle nest, they mark it off so people don't trample on it. And we have to close the curtains at night, which are really dark curtains where there's no light on the beach, because when the baby turtles hatch, they might go towards light. So that's why they make us cover up, and that's why those mangroves are so tall. Those things are like 20 feet tall down there, so there's no light coming from the lower levels of the hotel. Anyway, they really are interested in turtles here at Disney's Vero Beach Resort. I wonder if I can find a picture of it. I did find a picture of it. It's got a rainbow in the picture. Now I've got to figure out how to get it on the screen. Okay, so this resort has many buildings, but we always stay in the main inn room, and we are currently sitting on this balcony right here. I don't know if you can see my pointer, but we are currently right there is where we're at, and there's a restaurant down on the first floor below us. But we've stayed right here. We've stayed in a bunch of these. We haven't been here since 2018, but Disney's Vero Beach Resort is cool. I wonder if there's any more pictures I could show you. Oh, there's what our room looks like, kind of. And there's a blank page. There's the spa that we don't go to. There's a putt-putt course. There's the front entrance. And that must be one of the bigger rooms. That's not what our room looks like. There's more of the putt-putt course. That's what the restaurant that we ate at today used to look like. They've remodeled it since then. Another photograph. There's some of the pool. There's another shot of the pool. There's that awesome water slide. Look at that. You climb up, you go in through this gate, and you go up 34 steps, and you come out, and then you start sliding and go all the way around twice and come out into the pool. There's another shot. This is the building we're in, but from the side that's facing the pool. We're on the side facing the ocean. Another shot of the slide. And that's, I guess that's, somebody's climbed up on the slide and is looking at the building we're in. There's the little kiddie play area. Another shot from the beach. Here's where we are right there. Another shot of the front. Anyway, it's really cool.
That's old, huh?
Yeah, that's before they remodeled. But it's pretty cool, and we're happy to be here. Well, there's Mr. Ray Soldano, the owner of a Nikon Z9. And Ray had a Tamron 70-200, 2.8. And without even telling me, I don't know if he sold it or what he did with it, but he sent me a picture of his camera bag, trying to be sneaky to see if I would notice it, and I noticed it immediately. I said, "Did you get a new lens, Ray?" Because he had the genuine Nikon 70-200 2.8. Oh, you still have it? I figured you would have sold it to one of the other UTC photographers by now. I figured you would have sold that thing by now for sure. You going to use both of them at the same time, or are you just waiting for the right buyer? Heather's still out here with me. Oh, there goes a pelican, 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 pelican,
Super close,
pelican,
too.
pelican flying by.
Oh my gosh, hi baby.
Hello, Mr. Pelican. That's the second pelican that's flown by during the live stream. That's awesome. I should have been out here with the camera the whole time. Just, well, we're just waiting for a pelican, as people do. Ray says, rough evening for you. Man, Ray, we are exhausted, dude. We have been, you know, the ocean wears me out more than it did 20 years ago, and it wears Heather out pretty quick. And the sun wears us out, and the pool wears us out, so we just kind of came back up to the room to chill for a while, and it's nice up here. This particular, you know, these rooms, some of them are shaped different than others, and this particular one has a tiny balcony. I'm sitting in the chair right now, and you can't even open this door behind me unless I scoot this chair over. It's a tiny balcony, but I can't argue with the view. Can't argue with the view at all. This place is really cool, and it's cool that it's on my Disney points, because I don't have to pony up a bunch of money because I've already paid for my DVC thing. With DVC, they sell you a certain number of points, and then they let you use those points each year, and then they'll, you know, different size rooms and different times of year and different places, the points are different amounts. But I think it was like 14 or 16 or maybe 18, I can't remember, points a night to stay here in July, which is arguably the most busy time of the year for a place like this on the ocean. So that's not bad. And then, you know, and that's in a small room, you know, just a studio room, but it's got a refrigerator and stuff in it. But you can stay in, like, we have figured out that September is the best time of year to go to Disney World in terms of your points requirement being low, and we can stay well, not a full week, but six nights in a 2-bedroom, which has basically a studio apartment connected to a 1-bedroom apartment, and the 1-bedroom has a full living room and a washer and dryer and blah blah blah, and then it has a master suite with a jetted tub and all that stuff, and we can stay there for nearly a whole week for my 160 points if we go in September. But what we usually do is we stay in super tiny rooms and try to go twice a year. But we're going to do other stuff besides Disney, I think. We don't really know. Ray, were you in here when I talked about the A6700? Hello, Vic from Australia. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you and hear from you. Same for everybody else who's been in here, Tate and Winston and my good buddy Ray. Ray, this new version, Ray said negative. They're coming out with a super or whatever. They're going to have their best. It may not be a premium APS-C camera, but they're coming out with a new version of their best APS-C camera, and you know I love APS-C cameras. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be an announcement tomorrow. What time did I say? 10?
I think so.
10 or so tomorrow morning. They're going to announce it, and I think I'm going to snag one and then get a used 200 to 600 and see what all the fuss is about. And if it turns out that all the fuss
Pelicans too.
Oh, two pelicans, maybe too high. Oh, they're too high.
Too high.
Yeah, two pelicans just flew by real close, but they were too high for the iPhone shot that you're looking at now. Yeah, this whole thing, I'm using the webcam on Heather's hand-me-down MacBook Pro to film me, and this thing's got an Intel processor in it instead of an Apple processor, and it is hot. It's about to set my legs on fire. And then the view that you're seeing of the ocean is from my iPhone sitting on the just sitting against the railing on the balcony. I wish those pelicans had been lower. Yeah, see, that's another thing. I could get that 35 to 150 2.0 to 2.8 as Ray just mentioned, because it is available for Sony. Could also, you know, they have the Tamron version of the, what is it, 17 to, I can't remember, and 28 to 75 and 70 to 180 2.8s. The cheapo Holy Trinity is available, Tamron branded for Sony too. So that's something to think about. You can get the entire cheapo Trinity for $3,000, where one lens of the Holy Trinity is usually nearly $3,000 for first party. So that's something to think about as well. But right now I just want to get the new A6700 and a used 200 to 600 and see if it's a good bird rig. I made that video about the R7, you know, and I made it because great YouTuber, photographer Dwayne Patton from Australia had made a video, and he wasn't really cutting down the R7 autofocus system. He was just talking about he's had some trouble with it, you know, and it doesn't always work perfectly for him. And because of that, because he has such a following, whenever I would make a video, people would talk to me about, hey, it's really not all that good, is it? You know, so I wanted to just make a video. I was out shooting last Thursday before we came on vacation, and there wasn't many good birds to photograph, but there were some birds to photograph, just boring birds, house finches. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to show every single photo I took. And Ray made a time-lapse like video. He shot an entire football game, and he put all of his photos together and made them into a video, and he called it, I think he called it The Good, the Bad, and the Blurry. And you know, it was a really cool video to watch. I highly recommend it on Ray's channel. But that's kind of what this was, the good, the bad, and the blurry. And just, you know, is the autofocus system all that terrible? I mean, is it perfect? No, it's not, but it's not all that terrible. So, and like I say, that's, Dwayne didn't say it was terrible, but when you point out that it is not perfect, people think, oh no, there's something wrong with it, but maybe that's not the case. Ray Maiden, we got Ray Soldano and Ray Maiden. Ray says, so jealous, you look good and like you're having a good time. I look exhausted. We've had a week. We're going to go, what day is today? Tuesday? Mm-hmm. Tomorrow night, we're doing a bucket list item on Heather's bucket list. We are going, where is the place?
It's up Merritt Island.
We're going to Merritt Island, which is where we usually go to the Black Point Wildlife Drive. But they have bioluminescence What's that thing?
They're dinoflagellates.
Dinoflagellates. Heather knows big words. Dinoflagellates are in the water, and it's going to be nearly a new moon. So we're going to be paddling around in clear kayaks, 2-person kayaks. Heather and I will be in one, and my daughter and her fiance will be in the other one. And we're going to be paddling around in this water that has these bioluminescent dinoflagellates. Did I say that anywhere near right?
Close. Dinoflagellates.
Dinoflagellates. I have dinoflagellates. It's my flatulence causes earthquakes, so I have dinoflagellates as well. But anyway, we're going to be paddling around, and hopefully we'll get into a school of fish, because like as you're paddling, when your paddle hits the water, you'll see the bioluminescence. The water will glow like you're on Pandora, and the front of the boat, as the water's rushing by, the front of the boat will glow. But if a school of fish swims by, the water glows from that. And sometimes when you're on these paddling tours, you'll see, maybe if you get really lucky, a dolphin, and they'll cause the water to glow around them. So whenever these dinoflagellates are disturbed, they glow. It's their defense. It's their defense mechanism. There is Hassan. Hello, Hassan. Good to see you, sir. We're just out here chilling on the balcony at Disney's Vero Beach Resort. Hope you like the view provided by the base model iPhone 14, red in color. We're just here at Disney's Vero Beach Resort, and we just are resting and wanted to go live for a minute just to kind of say hello to folks and see how everybody was doing. Stop in and see what's going on. And well, there is Miguel. Hello, Phil and Heather. How nice to see you in another live in such a beautiful place. Yeah, we haven't been live. The last time I went live was right when you were getting done with that class that you were taking.
Oh, yeah.
And that has been a minute.
My Wednesday night human computer interaction class.
Yeah.
There's a pelican on the water.
Pelican on the water. Oh yeah, it showed on the screen. It was flying low. Had no idea we were going to see so many pelicans. Did you?
No, but I'm happy about it.
Hassan says, "Didn't you know the red iPhone 14 has the better -est camera?" Yeah, it does.
Betterest.
Yeah, it's the Pro iPhones have 3 cameras in them now, but mine just has 2. I figure I don't need to spend extra money to get the best camera in my phone, because I usually tend to have pretty good cameras that I use besides my phone. And that, I thought about doing this live stream from inside the room where it's much darker. Here comes a pelican. Is it?
That's not a pelican. Oh, yes, there's a pelican.
Pelican on the screen. Pelican. Yay, weaving as it flies by.
One of them.
Little brown pelican action. Heather loves those things. We got some really up close pictures of those at the now I can't remember the name of it. Sebastian Inlet. At the Sebastian Inlet tidal pool. I would not be able to remember anything if it weren't for Heather. She's my memory helper. But man, my legs are on fire. This computer gets so hot with it's an older. I mean, it's from 2019, so it's fairly modern, but it's the last MacBook Pro before they started doing Apple chips instead of Intel chips, and this thing is so hot, so hot. Heather replaced it with a MacBook Air. The new 15-inch, which has the same size screen as this, and this is a 16-inch, I think.
No, it's a 15-inch.
Oh, well, it has the same size screen as this because it's the same size as this, which makes perfect sense. But it doesn't. The battery lasts forever in that thing, and it doesn't get hot at all.
And it's got an M2.
And it's got the M2 chip. Really, when I'm working with this thing, it doesn't appear to be slow until I start running my files through Topaz Denoise. I can usually, I'll run a batch, however many pictures I'll have to put into a video, I'll run them all through Topaz at once, usually. And it usually takes anywhere between 3 to 8 seconds per picture to run through Topaz. I ran 22 or 23 pictures through Topaz on this that I had edited, and it was 30, 35 seconds each. Now, some of those were really, a lot of times I doing bird photography I have to crop a lot, and these I didn't have to crop as much, so the files were a little larger, but man, it's so much slower. Let's see what Miguel has to say. Phil and Heather, I'm sure you super close to the Sebastian Inlet Fishing Pier. If you are in Vero Beach, so many osprey and other awesome birds, you cannot miss it. Well, we didn't go to the fishing pier. We went to, there's a little tidal pool is where we went. As a matter of fact, if you saw the reddish egret that is on the thumbnail of this live stream, I took that picture in that little tidal pool at the Sebastian Inlet, right by A1A. There may be a fishing pier out there. We didn't go out on it. We just went and saw that tidal pool and hung around there and got lots of. We didn't see a lot of osprey. We saw there's an osprey there, I think, that they've called Bob, that's always up on one of those poles on the bridge that goes over the inlet, and we did see it, but we never saw it dive for a fish. There goes a crow flying by, very small in the frame. But yes, the Sebastian Inlet, that was one of our, and I don't know how many times I've been here. I've been here with Heather. This is the second time. The first time was back in 2018, but I had never been to the Sebastian Inlet until this week, and it was really great. Matter of fact, I think, am I speaking for you too when I say we both enjoyed the photography there better than even at the alligator farm?
Yeah, I mean, there were probably more birds at the alligator farm, but you couldn't get as good of shots just because the backgrounds weren't great.
The backgrounds weren't great. The light was bad. You can't get in there till 9 o'clock. We were at the Sebastian Inlet. We got there at
sunrise.
We got there at like 6:30, and we were done at the Sebastian Inlet at 9 o'clock. We were back.
I think we were back here.
Yeah, we were back here by 9 o'clock. Yeah. So that helped. Anyway, it was cool. It was really cool. Okay, awesome. Remember, Blue Cypress Lake is about 20 minutes from Vero Beach.
Might have to look that one up.
Yeah, maybe might have to go there tomorrow. Blue Cypress Lake. We'll Google that, because we really don't have any huge plans for tomorrow other than tomorrow night when we do the bioluminescence tour, which should be really something.
I'm so excited.
And man, I love swimming in the ocean, but I get bored with it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Usually when we go on our regular vacations, we go to Disney World and we are just boom, boom, boom. Of course, there's no. The closest to a pause is when you're in line for something. If you're not in line for something, you're figuring out where you're going to eat, figuring out what attraction you're going to get on next. And then, of course, all the time during that, I'm looking for something that I can take a picture of there while I'm carrying way too much camera gear into a theme park, trying to get a picture so I can put together a video about it. So this has been a much more relaxing vacation than our normal vacation. Normally, I don't get a chance to go do a live stream while I'm on vacation. That's what David usually does. David Saylor, a lot of times he'll do a live stream from, kind of like this, from the balcony of his hotel room. David travels all the time. I think he gets to travel not just for pleasure, but sometimes because of his business, he's all over the world. So good for him. But I only get to travel a little bit. Maybe it'll be a little bit more in a few years. Maybe not. Who knows? But we do enjoy it. We do enjoy getting around. So we'll see if you can Googlate the Blue Cypress Lake and see what's up with it. Maybe I'll do the same.
It's in Indian River County.
Our biggest thing with photography is it needs to be very accessible.
Yeah.
Because Miss Heather, sometimes it's difficult for her to get around a whole lot. Do you have the live stream on your screen, honey?
I just turned it off to Google.
Gotcha.
But I can go back to it.
Yeah, I was just curious because it looks like I'm showing this on the screen, but I don't think I should be. I should be showing this on the screen.
Yeah, that's what you're
okay.
showing.
That's weird. That's off-putting.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I'm talking about. It looks like I have this.
Yeah, it's just because
on the screen.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's just because?
It looks like you've got it late.
Oh, I'm behind.
The live button. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Ah, yes. Thank you. See, she's good at helping me. She keeps me out of the ditch. So I got 3 views. I got my webcam view, which is just the webcam on the camera. I've got my desktop view, which is whatever's on my desktop currently with a picture-in-picture from the webcam.
I have more than 200 osprey nests.
Ooh, and then there's the iPhone view, which has the iPhone view with the picture-in-picture from the webcam. That's the 3 views I set up for this live stream. And so far, they appear to be working fairly well. I like it. You said there's 200 osprey nests there?
Yeah.
It's probably not the right time of year.
Yeah.
We're probably a little late for them to be teaching babies how to fish. And I think when Mark Smith does the best is when there's like a mullet run or something, some sort of bait fish that is present in droves, and then the osprey come and go crazy. So, but we're not here at the right time of year, but we're happy to be here and happy to be, you know, we saw spoonbills and we saw reddish egret. Mm-hmm. You know, even in the worst, you know, not the best time of the year, that is all right with us. Plus we got to swim and all that kind of stuff. Well, we have a dinner reservation fairly soon that we probably need to get ready for, as there's a crow. There's a crow in that palm tree just to the left-hand side of the screen. No, it's a grackle.
It's a grackle.
It's a grackle. I think there may be 2 of them over there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're probably going to call it, but we just wanted to stop in and say hey to everybody and let you know what's going on with us and what's going to be coming down the pipe. I got a bunch of videos scheduled, a whole bunch, 7 or so, plus 3 that we've made down here that I haven't put together yet. And if I do get that camera, I don't know when that will come out. I don't know when the A6700 will come out. Some people have said, you know, I'm not from the Sony world, but some people have said that Sony cameras show up in the stores 2 weeks after they announce them, which is that's not the case for some of these other brands. But if that does happen, then I'll probably have a Sony, you know, while I'm crazy about the Sony when I first get it, I'll probably have a Sony video and a video I've already made of Canon and Nikon the other day a week. So it'll be Sony one day, because I'm down to, I used to do 3 videos a week and that was just crazy. I'm doing 2 a week now. I guess you probably have noticed that if you watch the channel much. But so it'll be Sony on Saturday and Nikon or Canon on Wednesday, or vice versa, something like that. Or who knows, they may announce that camera tomorrow and I'll watch the video about it and read the specs about it, and I may say I don't want it. Who knows? I'll decide tomorrow. It's a game time decision. Ray says he needs 4 fill videos a week. Well, I tell you what you can do. The channel's been around so long, you can watch the 2 that come out and then you can go back to the very beginning. And there's almost 1,000 videos on here. Some of them are so old, I'm sure you don't remember them if you have seen it at all. So just watch those. Winston, have a great vacay. Good luck on getting the Sony. Enjoy your vacation, Miguel says, and have an awesome time. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. And let me see. I'm going to pick this up. There's Heather. There's the ocean. You can see some of the swimming pool and our neighbor's porch. Oh, there's the other way. Oh, that field right down there, that's called Lasorda Field, named for Tommy Lasorda. Apparently the Dodgers used to spring train around here. Oh, and that house way in the distance, I don't know if you can see it. Apparently it belongs to Gloria Estefan. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, there's our view. There's our view, slightly cattywampus. That's a Dutch angle of our view. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great one. Anxious. Oh, Tate says she's anxious to see the alligator farm video. It's coming. It's coming. We got young birds, spoonbills, and such. Bye bye.
Bye.